Hello. By the way, Iodine, what do you prefer? Do you prefer me calling you Iodine, or do you prefer me calling you Maxima? I mean, I would personally prefer to call you Iodine. Now that you changed your name, that way people know who I'm talking to. But, yeah. Okay, good. I needed to know. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to pronounce that properly, so yeah, don't worry about it. Ah, Esu means I am. Interesting. I didn't know, as you can tell. I had no clue. Oh, how are you? How was your day today? Um, oh, interesting. Well, I didn't know. What was the fix? That's pretty good. It's always good to use less of the computer. Hmm. Yeah. I get the idea. Oh, so in the first place you assembled it wrong, and then you fixed it. That is good. If you found how to fix it, that's good. Oh. My God. Today is a weird day. Today is a day where I did a lot of things, I ate too much, and now I'm tired. I absolutely agree with you right here. If you don't know how it works, difficult to see the issue or find the issue. And yes, I need to eat less. I agree. I agree. I mean, today I didn't eat too much. I ate too much around the same time. Like, I started my day without breakfast because that's always what I do. And then around 11:30, I took a shake. And then at 12:30, one of my boss told me, let's have our big meeting at 2. And knowing them, I knew that I wouldn't be able to eat like lunch if we started the meeting. So I went out, bought something to eat, came back, ate the thing, and so in a small period of time, I ate too much. So I felt a bit full, but now it's okay-ish. Still not not woken up from the digestion, but yeah, it's better than last week. Friday last week, my God, I was dying. But yeah, I need to work out. That's a thing. It's a thing I need to do. So today is assignment Tuesday. Did you do the assignment? I don't think you don't do the assignment. You could. You could. Knowing you could do the assignment. Because you work in a tool that is mainly for artists, I would say. You're good. One of my other streamers, the other streamer that I follow, every week, same thing, I think on Tuesday as well. Aiden, hi, welcome on in. On Tuesday they do not a draw it in your style, but kinda, so that they pick like a painting or an art piece, and then they recreate it on stream. They are mostly an illustrator, so it's easier to do this type of stuff. But that's also something that I'm like thinking about, like a remix. This could be interesting. I don't know. I like the assignment Tuesday, as in it's pretty simple. It helps everyone understand something. The one that I picked up for today, a bit tricky. Yeah, designing your style, but that's weird. Not something that would. I mean, for designers, I'm not sure it would be a thing that we would do. Pretty. Because we have a style, but we also don't really have a style. If we want to be like the most versatile designer, we need to not have a style and be able to adapt to the style that the clients wants. So it's a bit tricky. Day has been pretty good. A lot of thinking, a lot of research. I think I finally convinced my mom to buy some crypto. That's good. She called me compared to the usual thing where I call her. So that's a pretty good win indeed. But yeah, she called me and she was like, yeah, I'm thinking about my finances. I know I'm not taking care of it. We should do something about it. And so I told her about Ring, and yeah, that's I told her, because the new Ring thing is extremely cheap, that you can take a fractional, like a one ring instead of 10, to get a daily rent. That's pretty good. So yeah, I think she will send me a bit of cash, and I will set up one node for her. That will be fine. And yes, everything is dropping down right now. Not enough to buy back for me, but yeah, it's at the point where I'm debating in my head if I should transfer some of my funds into DAI or Tether or USDT, like stablecoin, in order to keep some cash. I think I should do that soon. Like, today is not the right day. Maybe tomorrow or this week, transfer some things in order to keep some profit. Otherwise, it's useless. I mean, I used a lot of it, but still. What I'm looking at most of the time is at the beginning of the year, in January 2021, I had about 6K in my wallet, in my crypto wallet, and at the peak I went to 31. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good alpha, and right now we are at 16, so that's like, it dropped down, way down. So I don't know I don't know what to do exactly. Not yet. But yeah, Aiden, how was your day? I seen your message in Sakei Discord of the Adobe subscription early living fees, and if you want to leave, you need to pay. Welcome to Adobe. I told you not to go. I told you not to go. But yeah. Yeah. Remember? Yeah, when you said I will try XD, I said, yeah, nah. No, Adobe is like weird. I think you don't have this 30-day money back because you took the students discount. I think that's the thing. And also Adobe is like a 14 days or 7 days trial. So annoying. They shouldn't do that, but they do it anyway, so we can't do anything about it, sadly, other than not using the product. So yeah, probably because you by signing the contract in the beginning, that said you engage yourself for a year, then you need to do the year. Nice. Nishit, welcome on in. How are you? How was your weekend? How was your day? I don't think you were here yesterday. I don't remember that. But maybe you were. I don't think you came in. Weekend was amazing, yeah. So you were not here yesterday. Yeah, Iodine, I do understand why you hate them, knowing you and what you do in the open source world. You can replace all the programs with... I mean, it really depends on the use cases, but anyone who is starting, I wouldn't recommend going with Adobe, just because it's like anyone who is starting with design, for example, I will not recommend you to start with buying a Mac. That's a no. You should not start your journey with the locked ecosystem of Adobe or Apple or things that is very, very clustered and locked. Otherwise, you're doomed. Once you switched, once you went in, the ecosystem works so well together that you are inevitably staying there. It took me a long time to get rid of Photoshop, Illustrator, and After Effects. So, yeah. Shit, I'm rereading your messages. Why the fuck did you take 3 more projects? Why? And when you say you don't, not sure you would have time to quit. I like that. I don't think Sony Vegas Pro is better than Adobe. But kinda. DaVinci Resolve is the most advanced for the price because it's fucking free. So I would always recommend Resolved. Just because it works. It works. It's easy. It's faster than like After Effects and Premiere. It's yeah. Oh, you let me talk to your marketing team and your boss, just to tell them they are not allowed to give you project without your consent. Like it's a no. Uh, yeah, and then if you're on the Apple ecosystem, um, Final Cut is pretty good. It's like 300, but it's paid $300 once, and then you can transfer it from computer to computer. That's fine, but yeah. I don't know Nuke, Odin, so can't compare. Aiden, the thing is, with DaVinci Resolve, the $200 fee, not fee, but like payment, one-time payment, is not necessary. Like, the features that you will gain, maybe I know Nuke, but maybe I don't remember the name. But yeah, send me a link, of course. Like, the features that you gain by paying are not that much important if you are just creating video and doing like some quick and easy, like YouTube clipping, cutting, moving the sound and making sure that everything is in place. You don't need the other features that comes with the paid version, so everything is free. So I will really recommend you to not pay for it, because it's fucking free. It has an option. And then if you need a, a vector designer like Adobe XD, you go with Figma because it's fucking free. Same thing. If you need to touch up some pictures like Photoshop, you go with Affinity Designer because it's pretty good, or Krita if Odin is telling you that Krita is pretty good. Oh yeah, no, Nuke. The Nuke is 3D, right? Mostly. Or is it just video? I feel like I've seen that. They have like a video editing. Interesting. Yeah, it speaks to me a tiny bit. Like I might have tried it long time ago and forgot about it, because that's usually what I do. Don't get Resolve for 270. Just get Resolve for free. When you go here, you have this free download. Do that. Don't do that. Kinda useless. Like, don't want to say, but no need. No need. I don't know if you have in the tech specs, maybe? No, not here. No. I don't. I wish there was like a place where you can see the differences between. Um, I take that advice with me. You will not. Not. I read it. I mean, cracking softwares on a Mac is like kind of annoying and kind of simple at the same time. So, I don't really know. Is there a fucking thing when I can see? Neural engine, 3D tool, FX filter, lights, audio plugins, and HDR grading. Do you really need all that? That's the question. Like, I don't think you do. Maybe you do, but like personally, as a you maybe yes, because you are a creative in the creative field, whereas Aiden is a dev that will do some YouTube videos, meaning that in the beginning they won't need all the things and it's easier to just get resolve and get a feel of how you can use it and be sure that it works for you. And then, like maybe in a year or two, if you feel like this is exactly what you wanted, you bump it to the studio version. So, I mean, if I became like a full-time YouTuber, creator, like everything, I would probably go for the studio version. But other than that, I'm keeping the free version for everything. Like it's. And even then, you can like bump some stiff. Uh, yeah, start playing with the free version. That's the thing. Like you have it's fucking free. Try it. When you feel like it's good enough, maybe bump it. But otherwise, no. Otherwise, no. Nisha, the weekend has been pretty good. Pretty unproductive, but pretty good. It's worth for you. It's not worth for everyone. Remember that. Like it's not worth it for me. With the amount of video editing that I used to do, like nah. I watched the movie. Let me see. Watch this movie. To watch it for the longest time. But yeah, watch this one here, The Intern, which was pretty good. Pretty good. I liked it. It's a simple, easy to watch movie, but yeah, like it. I like Anne Hathaway and all the actors, pretty good. So yeah. Oh, The Man in the High Castle is pretty good as well. I watched the latest episode of Okai as well. It starts to be interesting. Damn, they take their time every time. What else did I do? I did a lot of TikTok, as always. Let me make you cry a tiny bit. Cry for my mental health. Can I see the previous week? Oh yeah, I can. My god. Yeah, that's not true, but I wish I could see the week. Um, that's my week average of TikTok. With a bit less on Wednesdays. Ah, shit. I have a thing. Maybe I didn't. Maybe you know. I have a thing in the screen time that is this two here, manifest and OpenSea at our website, that I don't think you can see anything, to be honest. But they are at like 170 hours, 190 hours of screen time, even though I can't find them. So I'm trying to find them to be able to get rid of them in the screen time, but they are not on Safari, not on Chrome, not in how can I say? Yeah, I don't see the source, and that's the thing that I don't like. Like it's in the background of everything at all times, and I can't do anything about it. So if you know, if you know how I can get rid of this shit, I would love to be able to clean that, because otherwise it looks like, yeah, I mean my daily average is 23 hours and 56 minutes because, well, these two fucking thing are not like picked up. So I don't know. Like right now for this week, we are at 12 hours and 23 minutes, which makes more sense. But still, I already made 8 hours into TikTok. Shit. Oh my god. So yeah, that's what I did, Nishit, for the weekend. Entire weekend, mostly. Um, and yeah. And Nishit, yeah, I'm sorry it's late. Have a good rest of your evening or good night. And thank you for stopping by, as always. We'll see you soon. And yeah, it's the assignment. Did you do the assignment? Did you do the assignment? You did. You did. You did. You were one of the person who used the spoiler. Oh, you had another thing? If you want to share, but let me check. So you did this while the stream was on. That's great. That is great. The only thing that I'm seeing like right away is the lip right here is a bit flat, but that's teeny tiny. On the eyelid, I think I have your Figma file. I can go check a look. Have a look. On the eyelid, you have a tiny bit highlighted on top. I don't know if that's feels the same. And then the petals of Sakura, I believe, are missing a tiny bit of blur. So, yeah. This one, right? Ooh! So yeah, I agree. There is a tiny bit of a highlight that looks like it's here. So maybe you did a good job here with just having a straight one. It looks like in the end, pretty good. So you changed the color and the style. Interesting. Interesting. I would say the shadow in black might not be, let me check, yeah, in black might not be the best option right here, but let me check. So that's before you go. I know it's late, but before you go, tiny tip for you. If you want to have, I will change it in a second one so you can see the differences. I don't want to own it. Your shadow, you used the black, the 100% black. What I will always recommend is to take the color that you want to have the shadow on top of, and then like darken it without going to the black to get something that is more natural in the transition. Like if I go here, it's darker than the usual color, but that way it looks more included. So right now 100% is a bit too much, so I can like go down maybe 60% in opacity for the shadow. So when you take a look at both of them next to each other, you can see that the shadow on the bottom one give a bit of warmth in the neck compared to here where it's very pale. It might look like a bit of a dead skin, which is not exactly what we want. But I like the idea. I don't know if I would have like you added the lip in the outline. For consistency, I would probably have the eyebrow and the eyelashes with border. Yeah, I get that. Like if you get rid of this, it looks different. But yeah, just having like I wish I could. Like this, add a stroke, maybe. Add a stroke to this one as well, so that you have everything. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, that way you have everything not highlighted, but like bordered, and that might help. I don't know. And yeah, I see you added the eyelid on top of it, but I like it. It's pretty good. Pretty good change of color. And the thing that you did with the exact thing is pretty accurate. You have everything close. Yeah, just the. I like the cheese mood. I like the cheese mood. It's just the lip. The lip is weird. Yeah, the cheese moon is pretty fun. Same thing. I would have used the frame as the background. So using right here, using the background, and then having it as a frame, and add like a lot of radius. That way you don't need to do this. Like you could have just used this. It will have cut. Just to avoid this exact thing. But that's not something that is visible from far away, so you're good with that. Oh yeah, I watched The Matrix again. I don't know why. I just said to myself I need to rewatch it. So I rewatched The Matrix. That's what I did on Sunday. But yeah, it's indeed it is a cheese moon. It is a cheese moon. I like it. Good job on that one. Yeah, kind of because of the new movies, the new movie that is coming on, but also because the movie is pretty good. I wanted to rewatch it to make sure that I like that the technicality of it was pretty impressive at the time when what I remember of it, and so yeah, it's goes to check if it was still up to date in my views. Yeah, probably. I'm sad. Oh, that's great. Hugo is not here, sadly. Just checking the thing that they did already, but they decided to put the magnetic strip under, but also to use it as it should have been, meaning the tape is going here because it's red around here, and I absolutely forgot about it. So that's the usual tape placement. So Kane, if you're here, we made a mistake. We made a mistake, but that is fucking looking great. It's just the radius, I believe. something that will be fixed later, and I don't want to click on this one because that's for later. So Nishit, good job. Hugo, good job, even though I can't see your thing yet. So what I need to do is find this file. I need to do a thumbnail for this file. That's something that we might do, not today, probably not today, but at some point we will do that. Day 8 of the assignment. I have some pre-selected things. So there is this guy who's working with fonts. I love everything that he does. And I was thinking maybe like recreating a font that they did, because it's a lot of tiny details and squiggly line that you can add after, but you need to start with the straight to then modify it. So that might be interesting. Then there is this thing. It's a challenge that I haven't taken yet. I've done this, the squiggly line on top, but I haven't done this part. So I was thinking maybe today I could do that. That's challenging. To be frank, it is fucking challenging, but possible. So I'm debating on this one. There's this, which is pretty simple. Like, this is the lazy option, so I like it, but I will get rid of it. There is this. This is, or would be, pretty difficult to create in Figma. Not exactly the background, but maybe having the dots grow while hovering. That might be difficult, but I'm not sure. I think it's too complicated to do, and the one that I have, I think it's the one that won my heart for this week, is this one, for multiple reasons. I love this one because it's extremely simple. It makes you play with shadow, transparency, and specifically it makes you play with the manual animation line to have the small wiggle at the end. And I think that is an interesting thing to do. But I think we will go with this one, just because it's simpler. It's simpler, and animation curve. Thank you. I decided alone on this one, just because even before the stream I said to myself, this is the choice I will make anyway. So I prefer to showcase the other thing. If someone said, oh yeah, the font is amazing, let's do that. But no one did that, so that's good. Let's change the assignment link. So let's add our friendly Nishit. Have a good night, sleep well, take care of yourself. We'll see you in the next one, and don't forget don't forget to do the assignment for next week. Add everyone whose assignment you need. with the spoiler thingy on. Right. Let's send that. Yeah. I mean, if you have too much work, don't do the assignment. The fuck? Oh, it's a fucking GIF. Shites. Yeah, so I need to have it in the Figma file just because it will be easier to have. So what happens if I'm... Yeah, it's like... It's a 45 turn, so that's pretty simple. Bitmonkey, hi, welcome on in. How are you? How was your day? How was your weekend? Yeah. How are you? How are you on this fine assignment Tuesday? And this. That's the original. That will be pretty simple. Yeah. Okay. Huh. You know what? Yeah, this is this week's assignment. We now have the link. This is this week's assignment. It's a tiny animated thing. I'm thinking about how to create it. I think I will use, because it's the same animation in the background. I am tempted to do something different, but I am unsure of the options. So let's try. Let's try. My idea right here is to... Did I just nail it without looking? Am I that good? Almost. Fuck. Okay. Okay. What you mean? What you mean I still got the potato? This? Yes? Why? Also hi, Odessa. How are you? How was your weekend? I did not learn type. What do you mean with monkey? Learn type as in typography, or learn type as in how to type on a keyboard? Odessa, why this potato question? How I learned typography? Mainly, oh, it's pretty easy, Odin. If you want to know, pretty easy. But like, let's not derail everything as always. So how I learned typography, usually I used something like this, which is you go on Google, you find one of these typography cheat sheets, how they call them, to understand the words that you will see in every fucking article. So that is all that has always been my base to understand what I'm talking about and what any article that I'm reading is talking about. I'm not using the right words when I'm talking about typography now because I forgot. Bluntly, that's the reason. But this is one of the easiest way to understand. So if you want to screenshot this, you can. If you want me to send it to you, I can post it in the Discord as always. So that's the base. And then how to understand and get a taste of typography. I spent probably days in websites like DAF Fonts, websites like Google Fonts that are pretty good. And then you just do something that is extremely selective, meaning you want to understand what is, I don't know, a serif font. So you get rid of the sans serif, monospace, everything. And then you want to have like the most precise selection possible in order to see the resemblance between all the fonts. So right now, when you decided to go with serif fonts, you can see how they look and you can see the similarities. When you look at both of these, you can see, okay, the A, I mean, all the letters have something called a stem or feet or footing. So you understand this. Yeah. So to get the harmonization of things, it is personal and also not personal, but like mainly it's the personal taste. So maybe you would like a combination of two fonts that I feel like wouldn't work, and maybe I like a combination of two fonts that you feel like wouldn't work. So that's very personal. The thing that I did a lot was go on Pinterest, because Pinterest is pretty good, and just there find font combination, which there are like a ton of them. There is a ton of things like this people are doing to showcase things, and some of them I agree with, some of them I don't agree with, but most of the time I do. Most of the time I do. The only annoying thing about Pinterest is most of the time it is fonts that will work for how can I say that, like events or titles, things that are not really used on the day-to-day. So from time to time you will find things like this one. We'll take a look, where you will have like differences of fonts. So you have this one for title because it's like handwritten, and then you have a subtitle with a 22 in bold in OpenSen, and then you have an OpenSen as well in light this way for the text. So you have different things, and so which one you like and how do you why do you like them is as always, as I said, personal taste. It can also be like my knowledge of fonts comes from the amount of fonts that I needed to use and tried. when I was like in an agency. So making sure that they work together, that they are not competing with each other. The To answer your question of which one I like, I tend to like and enjoy more of the sans serif fonts. So on this thing, the railway is more my style, but I don't like the font that they choose for the text. And also you have, that's a stream will become a font a font discussion if I go this way, which is good. Fonts have feelings. Yes, fonts have feeling. So you have an emotion linked to the type of font that you are seeing. Let's take this one. This one might help. I'm not sure this exists anymore. It does. Perfect. So if I take this 6 pairing, the Pool Party, Peach Popsicle, and Sunshine have a very friendly, candy, handwritten feel to them. So they will be used for flyers about, I would say, this too, maybe summer, maybe something sweet, maybe like it's a very friendly feel to them. The Sunshine one, because it's really looking like a handwritten fonts, might be good for some luxury items if it's in gold, like a signature at the bottom of a page, or like a title in a postcard or something like this. So it would be used for something that is fun and personal, but most likely something that is luxurious and personal. That's the feel I have with it. The Teeny Bikini, fuck it, I said it, is a very usual printed fonts, because it's a serif font and it's heavy, so it's good for titles. The Barbecue here is a very geometric font, which will be good for subtitles or title if you have a certain amount of text, but wouldn't be good for reading compared to the Bikini. The Bikini might be easier to read in the long run. And then the Surfboard Wax is just not my style or type in any shape. So I don't know. It's a very, very geometric one. I don't like the W. The rest of the letters are good, but the W doesn't match with me. So it would be used for something different. So to answer your question, so if I have the parameters of the feel of the UI projects, I can then go to certain types of fonts, but also there are so many things that come into consideration in terms of how are they used, when are they used, how many times are they used, is it like a one-time thing, is it will a full text be to be read by the user with this specific fonts. So that's a lot of questions that you need to ask yourself in order to get in the end the thing that you want. Everything that is handwritten, like this one, for example, or the sunshine, is only good if it's the biggest thing on the page. Like, if you have a title, before we continue on this one, if we have, what's the name? Do I have Cheddar Jack? I don't think I have Cheddar Jack. Nah, I don't have that. Aiden, welcome back. Let's do a hello. Hello is pretty good. So let's do a 200 fonts here, and I will use our trusty better font picker in order to find the font that we want. So let's go with this one. It's not exactly the one that I wanted, but it kind of works. Let me see if I can find another one quickly. While my computer is dying. That's a no, that wouldn't work. I know I have like a font that will exactly work, and it's somewhere, but because I don't know names. Icalium is pretty good. Virens. I do install. I mean, I used to. Now I'm not really. I'm using only the thing that I have installed. I'm installing the necessary fonts like OpenSong, Montserrat, Lato, all the thing. You don't want the .me? The .me is pretty good. I mean, I like it, but you decide. In the end, it's your website. That's this one. That's the fucking one. Okay, so if you have this, I have a font manager called Right Font. Right Font is my font manager. Anyways, what we usually do with this type of fonts, we make them big as fuck. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is we duplicate them, and we have another layer on top of them. What usually happens is we have something like this, and then the background font uses like a goldish color. Then the top font will use like a black, blue based. That's the usual shit. That's like without being very clear what I'm doing. Like we will have stuff like this where get a goldish tint that is handwritten, and so that has a feel. Let me just add a white background so you can really see how it looks. It has a feel of personality, like very personal handwritten things. So, and that will always work and only work if the text is fucking big and in composition with another one. That's the usual thing, not necessarily not necessarily on. I mean, you don't really need the other fonts. It's just useful because some people will have a hard time to read handwritten fonts. This one, for example, I know that if I don't know that this is a K, I might confuse it with an H. And and the ligature and everything might not work exactly the same. It might not have accents. But that's like another thing that you need to think about as well. So I like this font because it's really handwritten. But yeah, it is like handwritten font will be extremely friendly or extremely personal. Will work best if they are big, and if you can combine them with, how can I say that? Combine them with heavier fonts on top. Like this one, for example, will work because it's a pretty thing. Like it's not that thin compared to this one. So if I had to combine it, I will go with something very impactful on top, or use the tiny one as an accent, or like a thing like this. I don't know, DLO. But yeah, so that is the thing. Yeah. So a script will be, as I said earlier, a script will be personal, friendly, sweet, like the family things, the stuff that you want to be attracted for. Yeah, send me on Discord. This, I'm like reading your thing, and you can send it in the chat if you want to, but Discord is way easier. Fuck, I'm targeted with bots today. Kane, I know, but you have too much work. You did do your assignment? Or you did not do your assignment? So yeah, script and handwritten fonts will have a very personal, very sweet, very playful, attractive, like something that you want to go toward. That's the usual feeling on this type of shit. Yes, go for 1080, Aiden. Go for 1080 all the time. Yes, you can. Odessa, you can create this in Figma with no issue. No issue. You just need to do one cube, understand how it is and how it works, and then I've seen your face pop right here in the dark side. So this is a derail. I appreciate the derail. Let's do the derail and then let's do the assignment for this week. But let's do the derail first. If you want to do a cube in Figma, you use a fucking polygon. You tell it to have 6 side, so hexagon type of stuff. And then the only thing that you need to do is you duplicate it. You take one, you put it at like, I don't know, maybe 40%. And then you just need to align them here. Let's say this one, you align it here. Okay, so far so good. And then from this shape, exact shape, what you need to do is repeat that twice. U plus U, you do the intersection. U plus U, you do the intersection. And now you have all of these. If I'm looking at how the cubes are made, you have a dark side, a lighter side, and a dark side, a middle side, and a lighter side. So that means dark side, medium side, lighter side. So this one, instead of being black, should probably be white to create the lighter effect. So let's go to like 33, just because we can. And so this, the only thing that you need to do is create a component out of this. And then you just need to select your color. Sorry, not zoomed in, you can't see shit. The color of your box. So let's say you do this one. And so then you need another one on top because they are gradients things. So this one would be, I don't know, a bit lighter. And then you just move them up and change the color. And as you can see, because you have one side that is darker, one side that is lighter, you can easily create all the things that you want in no fucking time. I hope that helps. So it's a very simple thing. A very simple thing. So yeah. There is a Bitmonkey, there is a plugin for isometric grids. Like in 3 conversations at the same time. Bitmonkey, yes. The UI of Resolve is better than Premiere. Yep. Yes. It's way easier to understand. Oh, Kane, I believe that's something that I can't share on stream. Oh, that's another one. That's interesting. I like it. I would be... It's difficult to... plain thing. You can... so... Being the bad streamer that I am, I have difficulties keeping up with chat. So to answer your question, Kane, if you can create 3D animation in Figma, you can fakely create 3D animation in Figma, but it wouldn't be as good. Some people achieved it and it looks amazing, but it's I mean, not me, not yet. I might be able to, but like fake 3D only. That's the thing. On this, I agree. Discord is pretty helpful. Discord is pretty helpful. Tell me if you, Bitmonkey, tell me if you have more question about fonts, because we cut the discussion about fonts a bit short, even though I had more stuff to say. But yeah, if you want to create some 3D interactions or 3D animations in Figma, I really recommend you to use something like Spline or Blender or whatever tool that you are comfortable with, and use this. Let me, I think it's Spline the design. Yes. a tool like this one that we tried a long time ago. Like this is a very, first of all, the lending is pretty good. But it's a very similar tool visually to our friend Figma, Framer, everything. Like the interface is very similar and it works pretty seamlessly. If you don't have any knowledge of 3D software, use that first because it's easier than all the other ones and you can do a lot of things. It's not as flexible as Blender, for example, but you can still do a lot of things. And it's free, if I remember correctly, so it's a pretty good thing. So that is spline.design right there. And so you can create your animation into one of these tools and just export it as a GIF or video and play it in Figma in the prototype. That should work. That should work. Bitmonkey, yes. The Solarpod mobile game and the Warcraft, War of Crafts mobile games, yes, will have different feelings. So before we go to the assignment, even though I don't want to do the fucking assignment because it will take, I think, 30 minutes max. If you want to find some feeling associated with fonts, you could search for fonts that are like, how can I say that? Call them like, I don't know, fun fonts, even though it's kind of trash to search, but still, you search for fun fonts, you will have like a variety of fonts that will pop into Pinterest, and you will, the more you watch them, the more you will understand that, all right, the fun fonts, or the term fun is like plated on top of fonts that are handwritten, rounded, looks not aggressive, like nothing is sharp mostly, and things like this, and then you can search for war font, because you said war earlier, and then in war font you will see it's really stencil fonts, sharp or like heavy, and from time to time you will find some handwritten letters that were used in, like, handwritten letters like this shit right here, but you will get a feel of the feeling that you want to convey in your fonts. So looking for a distinguished font, you will find a specific amount of font or a specific type of fonts. Looking for children's fonts, you will have specific things, and you will see in time that you will have in your brain the type that will be just ingrained into your brain. So like when I'm seeing something that is listed as a Gothic fonts, I know exactly how it looks. If you talk about, let's say, I don't know, let's say you are creating a game that is a level of Candy Crush in the Roman Empire. So there is different thing. There is the Candy Crush. Gothic fonts are just because they were used in the Gothic era of time. So when the church and everything were using Gothic style, they were using a
Yanaline is now following.
specific type of feathers to write, and it ends up looking like the Motorhead fonts, which is this one. This is a Gothic fonts. Yanaline, thank you for following. Appreciate it. Welcome on in. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? How was your day? That's all the questions for you. If you are not comfortable speaking in chat, feel free to not do so. If you do so, I appreciate it. Welcome on in. So this is this is a Gothic fonts. It is mainly named, as I say, Gothic because it was used at the time, the period of time that is named Gothic, because it was used with feathers and the way that you write it, the calligraphy of it creates this type of fonts. But going back to the Candy Crush Roman Empire related level, you will have some interesting thing. You will have to decide if you want to go more Roman Empire or if you want to go more Candy Crush side. It is like we'll end up with this type of shit, or let's trash everything, or you will end up with this type of shit. That's more Egypt than Roman, but yeah, I think you get the idea. Like some fonts have very linked, like the avatar. Yes, indeed, they use fucking papyrus for no reason. Some fonts scream different things. Like you can feel what they wanted to say and how they are used. One of the my brain just made a connection. Interesting. Might be useful. All of these shit that I used to play with might be why I have the knowledge that I have now, which is a long time ago. We used to create a lot of text style in Photoshop, creating some like the silver effect that I can see here, movie effect, everything. The fonts that were used at the time are fonts that work with yes, when the Skywalker were born, indeed. Fonts that are used with the type. So you can see, that's a great example. Thank you, brain, for helping right now. Let me find some nice ugly design that work. Ah, fuck off. So, example, exhibit A. Unicorn font. You can see it's bubbly, it's rounded, there is sparkles, and that's the effect, right? It's text effects for Photoshop. You will be able to add the effect on everything. By the way, this t-shirt that I created, same thing. I used the logo, I added the effect, and and we have the chrome metallic thing that works. So it's like text effects might be the way of learning right here for fonts, specifically for fonts. So yeah, so this one, I think you can understand that this font right here is a very friendly and colorful font in this specific use case, but maybe if you put it in black, it doesn't work as well. So that's one effect. This one, for example, you can see that it's sharper, straight lines, sharp angles, like pointy everything, because it's silver, so metal. You have the shine, you have the effect and everything, but the font in itself is a very simple font. Don't know the name of the font, but it's a very simple font. This one, same thing. It's a condensed font, so it's a tall and not so wide font that is used or associated with movie, for example. And so then you can go to all of these effect type of things. Like this is a very war-related, army-related type of font with the 3D metal effect. That's a very 90s boys war movie without I'm not sure to understand what you're asking. Are you asking me if I've ever used condensed font for something and it worked? Yeah. Warhammer. Yes. Like this is a very G.I. Joe. I mean, every text effect. I believe if you wanna, that's something that we don't do. It's something that we don't do anymore. So maybe it is why I have the knowledge that I have now for fonts. But fonts effects, back in the day, we used to use them for anything, every time, like word art, because it's better than word art. Like you can feel that this is a magic thing, like magic related thing. Like it, right? Makes sense. So take a look at fonts, text effects. You might find what you're looking for in order to understand how fonts are used. So you just type text effect with the effect that you want to achieve. So like candy text effect, and then you will see the fonts that are used. War or army text effects, and you will have PSD text, Photoshop text effects. Even though you don't download them, you will see the type of font that they are. Yes, so condensed fonts, the one that is used all the time is Bebas. Bebas Neue is one of the fonts that is used for every title in... with what is it associated? It's associated with coffee shop, with fashion, sometimes with blogs. But it's the one that is the most used because it is used in a bigger size than the usual font to accommodate with the fact that it's squished, a bit squished, but yeah. Do a Spline account. Spline is pretty good. So yeah, you can see that this is 120 in font size. This one is 120 in font size. So sometimes fonts don't have the same sizes. So you need to make sure that they work. So sometimes you need to go higher, lower, get rid of this one because it's useless. But yeah, so to answer your question, yes, it is. It exists. I like them. Like, I like condensed fonts. The thing that is pissing me off is that I have too many fonts, and Figma is trash to like see the fonts themselves. I'll try to find the thing that we created with Seke a long time ago. Everything I do is a long time ago, if you haven't picked that up. Where did we do before that? Around here? Not really. Might be this one, but also I'm not sure. I think it's this one. Yes. Yeah, I do agree with that. So you tell me, wasn't this one? This one, yes. But the thing that we used, for example, we used the this font, which is a condensed font for this specific website type thingy that we created, and it kind of works. I'm not entirely sure and happy with the other font that we choose, but 4Bs, yes. It's good because the name is Best Beans for Best Buds. That's the 4Bs. But that's a condensed font, and it works because it is used in a place that is extremely big. Like the size of the font you wouldn't be confused with two letters next to each other, or you shouldn't at least. And then we use them for titles, but in the element themselves, we didn't really use the condensed font unless we needed it, like as a big title. And then in the page themselves, we just use them for the name of the coffee or the name of the drink, which were the pun of the year, all of them. The Billie Eilish is kind of one of my favorite, mainly because it's fucking green. But yeah, that was the fun thing that we created with a font that is a condensed font, and it kind of works. So I think that answers your question. And so at least one question of did it exist? Is it possible? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You're welcome. So, nope, I don't have books. Let that be said. I don't have books. The only books that I have are related to concept design and illustration. That's the only thing I have. I don't own a lot of books. I don't read a lot of books. I'm mostly reading articles online. And the reason why doing this, books and fonts would not, like, the thing that I will say will not apply to books targeted toward fonts, but a tiny bit. But books, from the time that the creator decide to choose a topic, then write the book, a lot of time has passed. Then find a publisher that accept the book. A lot of time has passed. Then publish the books, like print it and publish the thing. There is a lot of milestone that needs to happen in order to get the information out there, and most of the time it can take, like, it could take up to 2 years for a book to be written and available in store. And then if you're in another country that is not the written language of, like, the original written language of the book, you need to wait for translation, if there is ever been or will ever be a translation. And so you could wait from the ideation of the book to the publishing of the book and the ability for you to buy it. You could have like a time lapse of 2 years maybe. And when you see, for example, the specifically on design, that's a thing that doesn't apply to fonts. Not could, but not really. So scrap the font thing, just on books in general, in UI design, in design, like visual design, you will have trends that comes and goes extremely fast. So when we were in iOS 5, iOS 4, iOS 5, we had something that was skeuomorphism with a lot of glossy things, a lot of textures, a lot of 3D elements. And then iOS 6 came out and everything was flat. And all the books before the announcement of iOS 6, like all the fucking books that were about to be released about user interface for any application were irrelevant at the exact date at which iOS 6 was announced. And maybe they spent like 2 years before they released it. Maybe they released it like 3 weeks before the announcement of iOS 6. And after that, all the people who had like an iPhone device were facing their screen, looking at flat stuff with a lot of colors, and everything that they see in a book was how to do a glossy button. And that doesn't match. So that's why I don't trust books, and I trust online article, because you can see the date of the publishing, and it's way faster. Like, I have an idea for an article, I write the fucking article, I press publish, it's done. I don't need to do all the process to create a book. So I don't trust book. So that's a tiny thing. No, not re-edition decay. And then concept design, when I say concept design, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. Let me find a page like this one, for example. So it's a drawing things, and that's the only book I got. the other book I have under it is a cooking book. So it is for inspiration. The cooking book itself is Japanese-inspired cuisine or Japanese food in general and creation. So everything is very subtle. The pages, there is a ton of white space, and then yeah, good picture, good photographies, good fonts, things like this. But yeah, most likely the books that I have are comics, not comics, but like illustrations and concepts of this. The Dofus book is a concept art based book made of all the sketches that created the game later on. And I used to have concept as in, like, I used to look at for example, the website called Yanko Design, which is a concept design website. Which, if you don't know, it's a great source of inspiration for any type of things. People who just want to design things. For example, this one is a Dyson-inspired car. I don't know why, but that's a thing. And so right now they have more and more real products, as in people have the ability to create the concept that they wanted to create. But when I started to read this website, it was mainly things that would never exist. So yeah, it's a good website. I like it. I like it. And the answer to that question is no. I used to, and I don't anymore. I don't anymore. For what reason? That's a good question. I don't really know. I think my skills in drawing, because I stopped drawing a long time ago, I lost everything. So yeah. Not the best. Not the best thing. I mean, I didn't lose everything, but still, I lost a lot. I will say that. Right now, so if you have more questions about fonts or anything, feel free to ask them. I will be answering them shortly. Just want to create at least the start. We'll use this one as a base. The Smart Animate is in and out, and then we will transform that into something different. But later on, I just need to check that it works. Yes. Feel free to share it in the Discord, wherever. Mainly in the Help Center, I think. But yeah, and Odin, thanks a lot for the DaVinci Resolve video. I appreciate that. Oh. So this one needs to be on top. And so this one needs to be at 80%. I believe they will all have the same pattern of $60, $40, maybe $20 for the last one. Okay, and then the background, this frame here needs to be this color with radial gradient, the outside being this color here. That's about right. And then this too. Oh. And then these two need to have let me do that one and then I click on that link. Let's add a shadow. It should be a big ass shadow with like a 40 blur, a 16 drop, 60 opacity, maybe a minus 16 right here. Create that. A similar thing. I believe this one might be better at 90. It's in the prototype. On click, but after a delay of 100, let's do 100 for 120, 1200. That's the name. Same shit here. After a delay of 100 for 1200. Just want to see, and then I click on that link. I'm sure it doesn't work, but yeah, that's it. Has a tiny movement, so that's the first. I don't know if you can see that on stream. I don't think you can, but there is a tiny twitch thing. So that's 0. That should work. What happens if I do that? Oh. Okay. That's the issue. I get it. That makes sense. Because I swap that, I believe if I do this and I put it at 0, like reset all overrides, it should not even. Why? Interesting. We'll need to find the source of this issue. Let me click on that link. As always, can I share that on stream? Is it do you agree? Do you allow me to share that on stream? Can people look at it? I always say it's a potentially a yes because you shared it in the chat, but sometimes you don't want to. There's a lot of things in here. Lot of things. So, recognize some of the types. So let me okay. So using just one, that's a fucking annoying, annoying constraints. So let me just go on the other side because that will be way easier for me. I would say this is, let's be clean on this one. This is all the content that you need to display, and this one is the most readable and easy to understand type of content. The fact that you can't use different weights is annoying, because as soon as you put bold, you gain in readability and structure, so that's difficult. Do you have, in the assignment that you get, do you have the ability to add shapes or color in the background? Like, would you be able to create rectangles behind the text? One of the thing, of course, came in my mind is only tints of colors and same font, same weight, same everything. All right. So if you go to our friendly, I mean, that's for everyone. Fonts, not fonts, anything design. The future on their channel, they have like layout and things. So you might see like the fix broken layouts. I believe that's one of the, I can see on the on some of your presentation, like this one, that you got inspired by one of their design, one from Emily, I believe. Yeah, and this one as well, when it like going through, difficult to read, but yeah. So my question to you right now is, what is what is your question to me? What type of information do you want me to give you for this assignment, which is not the easiest at all? But yeah, what do you want to know? or what would be the most interesting things I'd give you. Yeah. Sorry, that's not the right. It's not the right side. Trusty website as always. Laws of UX. It needs to be in your toolkit, of course, at all times. If you don't have it, keep it on your side. So in terms of hierarchy of reading, focal point, yes. So the thing that you need to understand is how people are reading the thing that you're putting in front of them. To get the information that you want, you can go to Pinterest. For everything, Pinterest is a good place. And yeah, you can type typography, poster, or flyers. You will find things, in which case you will have some types of layouts. Of course, most of the typography poster that you will find will have different font weights and different fonts in them. Probably shapes, probably colors, probably different things that will attract your eyes into different places. But nonetheless, it will give you some information in the types of layouts that are available. For example, this is one. I noticed that you have the design DZN that you used here for the cross. That's the thing that you could reuse as background. Like you could create a pattern as the background for your entire page. Having your content in a tiny spots on the page is a good thing. Right now, everything that I'm seeing is you tried to take the most amount of space on the page in order to be the most scattered as possible. Maybe everything can work together in a corner, and then you have the rest of the page that is white. It can work. Or if you want to use the typo or the fonts to create a pattern in the background, you could as well. So that's one example here. So that's typography poster in Pinterest. You can also search for Swiss design posters. They are usually known for pretty good layouts in the way that they do things. For example, like here we have 2 font size. That's all. Like big and small, and then a touch of color. So that's why I asked if you could use colors, but not really. I mean, you kind of can, but not a lot. So Swiss design and typography poster will help you, that's for sure. This one is a pretty good example of what I have had in mind. So everything is in a corner. Yes, you can. You can. And then another one. Always on Pinterest, you can always find things like examples of grids and poster grids, how it works. There are a lot of different things. But for your specific case, which is annoying not being able to change fonts and use different fonts and style and sizes and everything, what I would say is you need to understand how the people will look at your content. So, it wouldn't be weird, Aiden. It would be pretty good. Prove that you are thinking about them. Bitmonkey, I have a question about the ability. That's a good one. Your ability to not use this size. Is that an option? That's one of my question. Like, could you be doing a square poster? Like, would that be an option? So right now, what I'm doing is drawing some skeletons of the page with your sides. Yeah, Odin, please share. And so right now, if I'm reusing this one, which is the first one that I've seen, so you have this plus this, followed by this, followed by this, which is that's your first. The one that I have in front of me that you can see next to it, this is the layout. So you have a 3-column, and then you have like a 3-column at the bottom, 2 columns at the top. Main issue here on this one is the amount of content specifically on that zone at the bottom, the 3 columns. That is difficult. Like to breathe. So I'm kind of sure. Like, you need to understand what is important in the page and also how people usually read. So a poster, I mean, you probably seen that thing on a lot of layout explanation used in Europe, Western countries that are reading from left to right. You start on top left, you go to top right, and then you go to the middle, and then you go to the end. That's the usual pattern, which is the Z or F pattern, depending on how you call them. S-curve, indeed, that's the other one. So that's how people will read the thing. So you need to have in your top left section the most important thing, or at least what you want the reader to see first. With the type of content that you have, I am extremely tempted to do something like this, which is uncommon, but I like uncommon things. You would have your first thing, followed by your 2 things, in a very weird way, using the same amount of blocks in a strip, like a very long poster. That's a design that I would or could go for. So on the top far left is the title, the design, the journal for graphic design, and then you have the graphic discourse, a tale of two typeface, and then open and close, and then the features at the end. That's one of the layout that popped in my brain. Another one is to use our trusty square, which of course, when I'm drawing it by hand, wouldn't be looking like a square. And then inside of our trusty square, so you create a square, and the dotted line would be the safe space where you can do your layout. Oh, you can't? You said you could. You said we can vary size, one size per layout, then another size can be different. Okay, so my question wasn't clear enough. I asked you if you could change the paper sizes, poster sizes, and layouts and everything. So you are left with the letterhead, like 4 A4, depending on where you are coming from. Okay. It is kind of not good. So if I were to redo a letterhead like yours, I will do this followed by this. That would be a layout that I would go for with the design, the Journal of Graphic Design, January something, at the top, and then the 2 columns and the 3 columns at the bottom, just for hierarchy. And so what I was about to share with our trusty law of UX, you have all the laws in here that give you like your information, not for layouts, but for relationship between elements. I think you know them, but like the law of proximity right now, this is together, this is together, this is together. This is 3 specific block that you understand how, like, the relationship with all of them. I would say if you put, as I said, if you put the 2 on top at the bottom, you put that on top, you really have a distinction between the master information, which is the title of the thing, and the sub information, which would be this 2 and this 3, like the feature and the things. You can, as you already done here, change the color of the text. You could do the same thing for the features with the names to put them in a less emphasis, because right now they are very visible. And then you created, so this is one of the usual thing, which is what I was talking about here, which is you take a square and then you turn your content to be instead of the dotted line. So you did kind of the same thing. You slanted the entire content. Make sure that they all have the same angle. I think that's the case. Which one is it? I don't know the names. I don't know the names of the lows. I need to tell you this. I know the lows and I know how they work, but names in me doesn't work. But yeah, all of these things that you will see in all the laws of UX and how they work will help you to understand layouts. And then to get inspiration, I always go to LinkedIn and Behance because it's where you have most of the creatives, specifically for this thing. You can find stuff on Instagram. I won't be able to share my screen when I'm looking at them right now. I mean, looking at them, I will show you, but because we never know what I will find on Instagram. Which, as always, when I'm trying to find something, it doesn't load. Yeah, depends on the relationship you have with them. Right, it is half too formal for me and half not informal enough for me. So that I don't know. I wouldn't know how to say. So, friend Lorem right here used to do a lot of posters, and I know. So yeah, get rid of the kind regards at the end. Get rid of the dear sir or stuff like if it's relaxed, call them dude. Like that's yeah. So they used to do a lot of posters, and I agree. They are using like a lot of visual things that you can't have, but I think they are a good example of things and layouts that you could use. So you can go there if you want to. And then you have this, which is also a thing that you probably have seen already. Yeah, that is one as well. Like usual pages layouts. Pretty much work. If I decompose your content, you have 6 blocks. Yes. I agree. This person, Chris, also good. So it's not really 6 blocks, but it is 6 blocks. You have 1 block here, 1 block here, 1 block here, and 1 block here, even though you divided in 3 on this specific thing, you also didn't right here. And on this layout here, even though I'm far away for the stream to see, you added some other words. Could you do that? Is that allowed? Or not? Playing with caps is a great idea. Playing with caps is a great idea. Yeah. I think that's where I will stop speaking about this one. Yeah. This one is great. I like this one. I might that bold and 80% bigger. That you can't do that. So I understand. And then this one is interestingly weird, but I don't know if I like it. Overall, you have good in the latest one. So, for example, this one is pretty good. This one is interesting, but there are some weird things that happen that I don't understand. This one is similar to the other one at the bottom. It works in a similar fashion. I like the way that you have it, like layout. The overall layout of this one is probably my favorite. I don't like this one. This one, you probably have seen. The video from the Future Academy or the Future YouTube channel where they align stuff. And what is bothering me, sorry, the end is not the right thing, is the fact that you have 3 columns and 2 columns. I think that's the thing that breaking my brain the most is the fact that this, like, can I click on a thing? Yes. This O isn't aligned with the design here, which isn't aligned with anything, like, because you have so much words that don't match in length because you can't change the font size. I would tend to align as many as I can, and like I feel like for this, if you could use 2 columns instead of 3, that would be better, specifically for the bottom part. But yeah, Aiden, that's not a good news. I mean, maybe they did, we never know. Yeah, nothing aligns, so it's a bit weird. Nino, welcome on in. How are you? How was your day? How was food? I believe you already cooked at that time. So yeah, I would. It's also that, yeah, that's also a thing that I would potentially do. I'm doing a thing on paper. That's why you are seeing my forehead. This could be an option, like having the content in a secluded area in the middle. So, Nino, the thing that we're looking at right now is Bitmonkey need to do an assignment. The assignment itself is to put all of the content of this thing using one color, one font, one font weight, one font size, and just play on layout. So that's what we're looking at. So they created different layouts, which of course you can't see the entire things all the time, but Yeah, that is annoying things. So my last thing was align everything. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Align everything. You, they can use transparency, like shades of the same color. So yeah, I mean, again, that is a great example, but because we can't do changes in font sizes, like if you start with 24 point, everything on the page needs to be 24 points. So right here, if you start with 24 points, you need to stay with the same thing. I would say my favorite might be this one, really, mainly because of how it is laid out. You understand that the top thing might be the most important. You could, on this same layout, take everything at the bottom and put it at, like, I don't know, 60% opacity or something like this to make it less visible, but still visible, still readable. So, yeah. But I don't think you need to just send out one. I think you need to send out many. So you have a lot of options. But like this one is weird. This one is breaking my brain. There is too many information and nothing is aligning. And it would be good if you had the opportunity to change the font size, because you can't. Like, there is a lot of things that are just breaking my brain, so I don't like it. But yeah, this one is a simple one. As I said, maybe swap some of them, some placements, and then most important thing being try to align everything. I mean, it works, but it's like it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like right here, if we use the top middle thing right here, that means the first thing that I'm reading is features. And then because of the opacity of the first one that is extremely black, if it's close to my face, yes, right now I can see it on stream. Like when I'm looking at it on my second monitor, I can't see the first Elizitsky. So that's not good, and Paul Rand is like almost unreadable. But that's the first thing I'm reading, and that's not what you want your user to read. You want them to read the design, the journal for graphic design as the first thing. Meaning that here, the orientation of your text is not the right way, because right now, if you read left to right, you will read design graphic, the journal for. That's the way I will read that. That's not what you want. So swap the organization, like the rotated 180, and place it on the top left. If you place everything on the top left, like you have design the journal for graphic design as you know what? Let me try something. Can I? Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm too lazy to do that. Oh, did they give you like a font choice, or can you use whatever? Yeah, almost. Almost. I would have put it the design on top. Um, can you can you copy paste the text for me? Just because I am too lazy to retype it. Sorry. If you can copy, like paste it somewhere in they are used in Europe. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, the bots. Oh, CVs and resume are the same thing. Like it's just CVs is the Latin or Greek word. I think it's Latin. Um, I mean, a resume in the US is a mix of the cover letter and the experience for some reason. And a CV in Europe is a recap of your previous experiences. So, yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Let's see a bit monkey. If you can copy paste the entire block of text. I want to try some stuff, and I'm too lazy to. I mean, I could use a plugin. Hmm. 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 Thank you. Let's see if that works. Okay. So we have this. Hmm. Mm-hmm. That's one of the best plugin that you need if you need to play with text. You have like some copy pasting like this. Nisa give you the ability to split text in lines. That's pretty good. Is it really helpful, Aiden? That's always my question. Like, is it like an important thing to know that you have helped raised £1,000 or is it just a flex? How would it help you in a job search? Like, yeah, but if it makes you look like a nice person, but you're not a nice person, that doesn't work. I mean, if you, I don't know. It really depends on the job you're applying for. That's mainly what I have in mind, like most of the time. No one says you're not a nice person. Like, you never know. Like if I'm just flexing on the person who is interviewing me, Pixelese, hi, welcome on in. At this time of the stream, it's pretty late. I'm not saying you're late. Saying for the time that it is for us, it's pretty late. How are you? How was your day? So this is a very basic layout thingy that would work, or that could work in one of these. What did you cook? What did you cook? And one of these things. But what I wanted to do, fuck, my nose is itchy like crazy. We do that, do this one, go back. Nope. Go back here, let's do that. I want to try something like this. Again? Again, I remember last time you cooked something. I asked you what you were cooking, and you said, "I did a flop." Again, is it your thing lately? That's a weird. A weird layout, but it kind of works. And so you can play with the wave that it creates. You could play, yeah, like you could definitely decide to do something like this, which, like, swapping or a more chaotic in the middle with a pointy thing. You could invert everything to have this one on top. If you want a list of your skills, the easiest way is to write the first 5 things that comes to mind when you ask yourself, what can I do? And then you write the things that are related to the what can I do. So if you do this, like 2 really different waveform, it's called them waveform at the bottom, you have a different feeling. Even though it's the same layout overall, this thing is creating like a slope that is going down, and this thing is creating like, if it's, I don't know, a play or something, I read the message. I agree with that one. Like you could say, it can give like a weird feeling to the person who read the poster that's saying that everything will be harder and harder the longer you are reading the thing. Like it's taking longer, even though it's absolutely not related. So that's a thing that you can do. You could also duplicate this. Let's take half off. Off. Can do this just in 2 columns. Yeah, I mean, that's up to you in a way, to define how you want to align the spike. If you can, that's always an option for sure. Have this, I can then, if I wanted to, I can move it a bit more. Tiny things, tiny details. And then aligning thing is not really an issue, but it can be. And you can also do that, do this. This is a thing that exists and that is available because you are using the same like layout. So aligning everything on the other side, even though it's not exactly what I want to do, but like this entire thing like this works as well because you have more space, and so maybe this too can go at the bottom if you want to use the same amount of content, but you can also do something like this that works. If you have, I don't know, a weird layout thingy, let's do 40, not even, let's do 10. I don't know, you can create weird textures and effects, even though that's not really readable. I wouldn't recommend you to do that, but that is stuff that are available and possible. You can put that in the middle if you want to. That way, it's an option. Do it the other way that way, it works. Like the alignment that is created here is pretty good, not perfect, but pretty good. And you can then align the things together, making sure that everything will kind of match. So yeah, I mean, that's one thing. That's the first thing, which is main layout. Secondly, and I know I took ages to arrive to the conclusion of what I was about to say. Secondly, if you find one layout that you think could have like an interesting thing, just go inside and like use a better font picker or whatever, and just swap fonts. Like, use weird things and check how you can like realign, readjust everything to make sure that like everything is working. Like this wouldn't work, but it's an option. Like maybe this one is perfectly aligned to what you want to do, and it creates a very different visualization, give you a lot more space. So experimenting with the fonts, you can find fonts that have nice alternate. So if, for example, I forgot the fucking name, as always. I'm in draft, that's not the right file. We find the name of the fonts. Bleep Bloop, that is the name of the font. So let's do the same thing. Okay, select everything, go for Blip. So I don't. I used to. I don't anymore. With this font, we bought it on stream. Don't know if you remember. We bought that on stream. What? This, yes. And you, same thing. Why? And so this one, let's say this is a font that you would like to use, and then you use not this. Why when I want to showcase the thing, it doesn't work? Oh, yes. You could go with that. There are fonts that have interesting alternate that will create some design. They are the fonts that I use here, for example. So the U is an alternate, the S is an alternate. It creates a tiny thing. It's the same thing here. S, the W, same thing. So if you find a font that you feel have like an interesting texture, an interesting thing that you could use, like, I don't know, to create a layout, use it. It's the same font, it's the same size. You are not cheating, you are just using what is available to you. Do that. So yeah, experiment with fonts, experiment with color. If you can, Don't go for pure black or pure white. That's always what I will do. So like using like an FA or FE. FE is pretty bright. F1 is pretty dark. Yes. So like a light here, and then I don't know the theme, but maybe like a dark green if it's a flower thing, or a dark blue for your black. That will help the visualization of the thing. So you just use the same color for everything, and then you have the same like tints. Can go to 60% and then it's still visible and readable and everything. We have a nice 911 going on. I think you get the idea of everything that is available and possible in here, with a lot of fonts. Extended letters? I don't know. I don't know how it's called exactly. All I know is we looked for fonts, we found this. I said, it looks neat, let's see how much it costs. We clicked on it, we bought it. They say the idea is to stretch and oversize the stroke to emphasize the font style. So yeah, oversized fonts. I don't know the name. I got you. Also, thing that you did on your version, you align the thing like this. You could and can always align thing vertically. That way it's harder to read, because like your brain doesn't exactly understand where they need to start, but they understand that because it's turned on its side, they need to start at the bottom and going to the top, because we read on left to right. They just need to, or the other side for this specific thing, turn the head and say, okay, RZ or RZN8, D Journal 4, graphic design. It's not an easy read, but it's available, it's possible. I hope it wasn't a lot of help. If you want to, I was about to say, if you want to take a screenshot of that, but I don't think it's useful, and I don't think you can see a lot of stuff on stream. But yeah, so we are almost a 3 hour session. I start to have a headache, which is not good, but I didn't finish the assignment for today because we derailed on everything. So let me delete that. The assignment thing didn't work, so I need to make sure that I can. It wasn't you. Indeed. It's a pretty simple thing to do. It looks like this is the way. But I enjoyed the discussion about fonts. I like that. It's always fun. And it's a subject that we don't usually talk about. But I like it. I like it. Let's see if that fixes the issue. It does. So, it's exactly what I wanted to see. Creating the delay is what will fuck me. When is Fox when we need him? Huh? That's the question. It's the main question. So let's do that. Let's move the blobs quite a bit like this. Same thing here. Won't be exactly identical because I can't do the same thing twice. Nah. Oh, that will not be. Not as smooth as I expected it to be. Should it be straight? Nothing should be straight. Yeah, that's a no. That is a no. Okay, we need a teeny tiny bit of overshoot or undershoot. No, I don't want to use Figma Animate. I don't want to use the plugin that works and that create the animation, or that will give me more flexibility in the animation. It exists. I don't want it. Is it close? No. I think I need. That's the thing. I think I need. Because there is a delay. Fuck. How the fuck can I do that? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I could create this. I mean, I think the curve need to be like this. Like a bit of an overshoot and then coming back. That's what seems to be the right curve to mimic the same thing. It's annoying. Is it this one? Might be. Yeah. The thing is, I can't do a bounce and then go back. Like I don't have. Fuck. I don't have the ability to create the bounce back. That's better already. No. No. Yeah, so I can't do that. The thing is, they need to have a delayed start, but if I wanted to have them at a delayed start, I would need to do frame by frame, with Figma at least. Or, and that's a bit of cheating, but I go and install Figmotion and I can use the entire thing of animation. I feel like that's not. Don't. Nee. Um. Oh, fuck. Yeah. I mean, no, the spike, sorry, so the spike at the end is needed to have the small bounce. But so what you mean to tell me is if you add a keyframe and then at 300 you add another keyframe, and your keyframe here is like a custom curve, that's the thing, instead of minus 15 we go to 75, right? We have the rotation, and so then this entire thing needs to be applied to the rotation here as well. So let's do that. I wish I could select and copy paste, it would be amazing. Don't know what happened, but there's something happened. That's good. And so what they say is, yeah, copy paste like in Blender. That's amazingly working perfectly how we want it to work. So yeah, so on this one they say 90 custom, on this one we say 105, and on the last one we say 120. So on this one 105 custom, and then the last one being 120. custom. And so the thing is, the start should be delayed. So let's say you start at 100 here. That means that you need to start at, like, let's say 80. You need to start at 70, 60. Oh, I have a double. Interesting. And then stays. And then pick back up. Then going back to 0. Like initial value. Yeah, it fucked up because I didn't change the thing. Yeah, it's annoying. I might have given you... Oh. Interesting. Yeah, that feels like it's too much work for an assignment. Like the delay. I am tempted to say the assignment is cancelled for this week. But I don't know. Maybe you will surprise me. Let's say that. Maybe you will surprise me, and you will achieve the assignment. But I don't know. Maybe it's the first stream when I don't finish the assignment in its entirety in Figma, in the first stream. And because I give you a week to do so, I get a week as well. So, because I'm fucking tired and I have the back of the head headache that is creeping in annoyingly. Yeah, BitMonkey, if you want to join me for the raid, I will appreciate that. As always, it makes you earn points, you know, the usual stuff. Let me just check. There's still no raid message, but you can do that if you want. Second, I'm writing the raid message. This is the raid message. It's my usual raid message if you want to. Yes. Yeah, it will get better. It will get better. I know how it is. All right. Interesting things. I don't do drugs. Depends. Sometimes it's pretty good. You need to have the sparkle with it. Aiden, the sparkle is what makes it good. But anyways, thank you as always for being here. Remember that tomorrow there is no stream. That's Wednesdays. So next stream will be on Thursday. Maybe we will finish this assignment. I don't know. Maybe I will finish it tomorrow. We will see. In any case, the usual stuff. This is the Discord if you want to join the Discord. This is the assignment, even though I already clicked the button. And this is my socials if you want to follow me everywhere. And on that note and out of breath, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you all very soon. Take care of yourself. And yeah, bye. Happy raiding.